You know the story. Jesus was teaching, and a large crowd of people came to hear him teaching. In fact, 5,000 men and their families were there to hear Jesus teaching. It got later in the day. They didn't have any food. Jesus went to his disciples and said, "Will you guys go find something to provide for them?" All they were able to come up with was a little boy with 5 loaves and 2 fishes. You know the story. Jesus took the bread and he blessed it and he gave thanks, and then he multiplied it. Everybody was fed and they had 12 baskets full. But what I think we often overlook is the power of thanksgiving in this story. But John the Apostle, who was there that day, who saw it happen, interesting, in John chapter 6 and verse 23, he just throws in a little comment. He said, "Some boats from Tiberias came near the place where they ate the bread," the miraculous feeding of all those people. And it says, where they ate the bread after the Lord gave thanks. You know, God didn't multiply that bread until after Jesus gave thanks. Sometimes we're asking God to do something big for us in the future, but we haven't properly thanked him for his provision in the past. Jesus thanked God for what he had. It wasn't much, just 5 loaves and 2 fishes, but he thanked God for what he had, and God blessed it, and God multiplied it, and God used it to provide for all those people. Maybe you're not seeing God provide for you because you're not being grateful for what God has already given you. Never underestimate the power of thanksgiving to bring provision into your life. George Mueller is one of my heroes, was a man who housed and fed hundreds of orphans at a time through faith and prayer. He tells about the time when they ran out of food. They'd been doing everything they could to feed the orphans, but they ran out of food. He had them all come to the table. They all sat down, and they gave thanks, just as they always did, for God's provision. Before the prayer ended, after they gave thanks, there was a knock at the door, and a man was there, a man that was driving a truck making deliveries for a grocery. He said, "My truck is broken down. All the food is going to go bad. Can you use any of this food?" Well, of course, there was enough food to feed all the orphans and take care of all their needs at that time. God provided for them when they expressed their faith through thanksgiving. Maybe you need God to provide for you a physical miracle. God needs to provide a financial miracle for you or your ministry. I'm not sure what it is you need God to do, but I do know God's big enough to meet your need, and I do know you should never underestimate the power of thanksgiving to open the doors of blessing in your life.